What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again. Here for you some Call of Duty Black Ops 1 in this week's episode of Dear Nero. This is actually the 50th episode of Dear Nero. It's a weekly series on my channel where I answer your guys' questions, and I started this series on July 4th. Actually, the 4th of July was when the original Dear Nero was posted of 2012. It is currently July 17th of 2013, so we missed, if you do the math there, if there's 52 weeks in a year, this is the 50th episode. It's probably been 53... No, probably about 55 weeks total, 54, 55. So we've missed a couple weeks, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty solid series. It's a staple here on my channel. And I figured for the 50th episode, we do something a bit different. And we would have a 50-minute long show. 50 minutes. It's a long show. It's going to be a very long show. So sit back, go grab your favorite beverage, and we're going to get some answers to some questions here. And I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there right now. This is going to be a 50-minute long show. It's gonna be a long one, right? I got my drink right here. I'm like leaning back in my chair, and it's gonna be just a chill, relaxed episode of Dear Nero where I answer your guys' questions and to cover on the gameplay. So there's two different gameplays you're gonna be seeing in this video. The first one is this one right here, using the MP5K on the map Villa, and playing some of the original Call of Duty Black Ops. Enemies get tons of kills, just dominate the other teams, really good gameplay. Then following that is a custom zombies gameplay. I forget the name of the map. It's like Comasi or Comasi or something like that. It's one of the maps you guys suggest that I play for custom zombies, and I do pretty well. It's my first time ever playing it too. Like, I'm running around trying to find where the power's at. I'm trying to figure out where to go, where Juggernaut's at. It's a pretty good game. I do rather well. It's like a 40-minute gameplay or something like that. So it works out. It works out for this 50-minute episode. And before we get into that, custom zombies, right? So I posted a couple custom zombies videos here on my channel, and people seem to get confused about what I mean by custom zombies. So custom zombies is Call of Duty World at War. It's Call of Duty 5, the 5th Call of Duty. And all it is custom zombies, right? You picture the maps you got in Call of Duty 5 or World at War were Verrucht, Noctur and Teuton, that was one, Shinonuma, and Doris, right? Those were the 4 maps. It's essentially that, but they mod them, right? They make their own maps. They make their own guns. They put them in there. It's like the good kind of modding, not the kind where there's text on your screen and people flying around with God mode. These are like good mods. It's like downloading new DLC almost, where people, they make these maps, they put them into the game, you can download them and you can play them. It's a really fun, neat way to play zombies and to experience new kinds of zombies. Like, there's tons of different things happen in that gameplay. I think you guys will enjoy it. But, all that aside, now we have this all just laid out for you guys. I'm going to put out the disclaimer right now, man. It's a 50-minute show. I got my drink right here. I'm be sitting back in my chair. It's going to be nice, relaxed commentary for you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. And I'm going to start answering some questions right here and now. So first question, he writes, Dear Nero, I'm a relatively new subscriber, but all the videos I have watched make me think that you are awesome. I would like to ask your opinion on something, and I have thought about this ever since World at War Zombies came out. Do you think they should just go and make a Call of Duty game based only around zombies? Love your videos. Keep up great work. James from New York. So I've talked about this. I actually talked about it on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, there's always a link in the description. And that's something a lot of people need to pay more attention to. Like, I get so many comments, what's the song in your intro? And I'm just starting to facepalm at this point, because the song in my intro has literally been in the description of every video that the intro is featured in. But people are still, to this day, ask what the song in my intro is. There's links to my Facebook page that I barely pay attention to because I'm just not a big fan of Facebook. There's a link to my Twitter, which I pay tons of attention to. There's a link to my Let's Play channel. There's links to everything are always in the description. Always be sure to check out the description. There's always good stuff in there. But I talked about this on Twitter, what I think they should do. I believe that Treyarch needs to drop the entire Call of Duty Black Ops thing. Like, Black Ops 1 and 2, they're fun games. I've definitely played my fair share of both, and I've enjoyed them both. I know I'm playing Black Ops 1 right here in this gameplay. But I think they should drop the Black Ops series, similar to what Infinity Ward is doing by dropping the Modern Warfare series, and focus on a game called Call of Duty Z. I want the game to be completely revolved around zombies. I don't want multiplayer. Well, I guess we could have a campaign. I don't want your standard multiplayer. I don't want your standard campaign. I want a zombies game. I want Call of Duty Z. I want like 30 maps, 30 different zombie maps that maybe one plays into the other, or maybe you have like a story mode in there for like a single player thing, or maybe not even that. Just give us 30 multiplayer maps that you can, or solo maps. I guess you want to play solo. Just give us 30 zombie maps. Make them all just be awesome. Give us tons upon tons upon tons of different guns. Maybe some guns are exclusive to certain maps, similar to how they do it with the power weapons. And I think that'd be a good thing. I think that'd be awesome. Call of Duty Z be a fun game. Now, people may disagree. Some people don't like zombies, but to me, it sounds like a great idea, right? Or maybe they start working on this and they release it the same year that Infinity Ward releases Ghost 2, right? Or something like that. I don't know, because COD Ghost is coming out next year, obviously. This gives Treyarch the time to start working on a new game, and then I don't know, Infinity Ward starts working on COD Ghost 2. You know, instead of every other year Infinity Ward putting out a game, have Infinity Ward put out a new multiplayer game, and Treyarch put out a new Zombies game. Then again, I like the Treyarch multiplayer. I actually, in fact, like Treyarch multiplayer games more than the Infinity Ward multiplayer games. So, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on that. Either way, I just want more zombies. That's why I'm playing custom zombies on the PC. It's like having a new zombie map to play every day of the week. You just gotta go download it and play it. That's all there is to it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I think they should have a just a complete standalone game based upon zombies. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, if you could bring any feature or game type from any Call of Duty game and bring it into Black Ops 2, what would it be? P.S. I love your videos. Keep up the great work. John from Wilmington, Delaware. Well, John, I've talked about this many times as well. War. It's a game mode not a lot of people even know what it is. It's like, war. It's actual game mode. There's a game mode called War in Call of Duty World at War, which it's tricky to kind of search for it sometimes. Like, what do? You type in World at War gameplay. It just sounds weird. You know, World at War, there's repeating wars there. But War was a fantastic game mode. And to kind of break it down quickly, picture kind of like Drop Zone, or maybe Headquarters, or maybe even Hardpoint in a way, where there's basically 5 flags on the map. The first flag is in the very center of the map. Very dead center. It's always balanced that way. It's always just completely dead center in the map. And both teams fight to capture this flag. And it takes forever to capture. There's things you can do, like if someone goes on a high kill streak, you know, calls in dogs, something like that, that might give you what you call momentum. And the momentum will help your team capture that flag twice as fast. Or if your teammates do something else big, like get another kill streak, or get, I don't know, a couple triple sprays, or I don't know how the system honestly works. I've never actually looked it up. But if someone did something cool, then you would get what's called Blitzkrieg, which will let your team capture the flag 3 times as fast. And it's all about trying to capture that flag in the middle. And if you capture that flag in the middle, then you push the enemy team back to their second flag. Then you guys are fighting for that flag, right? And then if you capture that flag, you push them back to their final flag. And if you take the final flag from them, you win. Or if they capture their final flag, then it pushes them back up one other flag, right? It's basically just a tug-of-war game, almost. It's hard to describe, and when people describe it, I understand, because I've tried to describe this game mode to many people. No one really understands it, and they're always like, meh. They're always kind of left with this meh kind of mentality about the game type. But it's a really good game type. If they were to actually play it, people were to take the time to actually play the war game mode, I think you guys would really, really, really enjoy it. It's just it's just one of those game modes that the better team wins, and you can really just dominate the enemy team at really any given point. And if you watch a World at War montage, most of the clips are in war. It's one of those game modes where everybody plays the objectives, there's constant action. It's just a fun, enjoyable game mode. I think a lot of people really enjoy it. David Von Har said on Twitter that they won't bring war into Black Ops 2 because the maps are too small, which I call bullshit. I mean, World at War maps were pretty big. A lot of them were really, really, really big. But what they did is they took that 5 flags that you had more, and if the map was smaller, such as Courtyard was a small map, Dome was a small map on World at War, they would take those maps and they'd make it only 3 flags. You know, you fight for that middle flag, right? And then if you capture the middle flag, you push the enemy team back to their final flag. They only have 1 backup flag. There's only 3 flags on the map. Your flag, their flag, and the middle flag. And you know, those maps were small, and you could do it. You know, if I picture a map like Meltdown, Meltdown's like a perfect war map. Or something like Aftermath would be a perfect war map, you know. And they can do this, right? If you look at Ground War has only certain maps, and only certain maps that would suit, you know, a 9v9 environment. They could have a playlist where they would only have the maps, you know, such as Meltdown, Aftermath. I think Hijacked would be a good one. Maps that would fit the war game mode, right? They could have that, but for a reason they just kind of choose not to. I don't know. I would like to see that game mode back. It's one of my favorites. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero. I'm a big sports fan. My favorite teams are the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Orioles, and the Los Angeles Lakers. I know you'll probably block me because you're a Browns fan and I'm a Steelers fan. But anyways, have you ever been to any professional sports events? And if so, what team or teams was it? Thanks, Zach from North Carolina. So, I thought it was funny I was gonna block him because he's a Steelers fan, I'm a Browns fan. I do block a lot of people here on YouTube, and people think it's always like just blocking people for no reason or blocking people for having a different opinion than me. I block dickheads. I pre-block dickheads. You know, if I see someone being a jerk to someone else in the comments of someone else's video, I block them. It's really just zero policy for stupid here on my channel. I know people that just argue for no reason or over stupid stuff, or just leave like what they believe is constructive criticism, which in reality is just plain just being a douchebag. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Let's say I'm running around with the R870 and I get really good gameplay. I posted a lot of R870 gameplays in my time in Black Ops 2. I'm running around doing that, having fun, using a gun I like to do. Then they leave the comment, "Quit using the R870, you fucking noob. Gun's fucking overpowered, you stupid fuck." Then I block them, then they'll tweet me like, "Why'd you block me, Dad? Why'd you block me? I'm just speaking the truth, man." Those kind of people, right? Those are the kind of people I block. I don't block people for no particular reason. But your question is, have I been to any professional sports events? And if so, what teams? I've never been to a professional sporting event. I've been to college events. I've been down to, we watched the Pittsburgh Panthers, the University of Pittsburgh. I think they were playing Youngstown, and it was just a football game. We went down there, and we saw that. That was pretty cool. And other than that, it's mostly been minor league teams. Like the town I was born in, it's 40 minutes away. It's called Erie. They have a couple. What is it? I want to say it's Division II baseball team. It is the Erie Seawolves. It's a baseball team. Then there's like arena football leagues, like not the actual arena football league, but like subsets of the arena football league. Basically, they're semi-professional. Basically, I've been to a lot of semi-professional events and college events, but never any actual, like, I've never seen like a Steelers game live. I never went down to the Browns Steelers game, or I've never been over to Cleveland, even though it's 2 hours late, to watch a Browns game. I haven't done that yet either. So I've never been to those, but I would like to. And you're kind of like a diverse guy, right? You're living in North Carolina, but your favorite teams are the Steelers, who are in Pittsburgh, the Orioles, which are in Baltimore, and the Lakers, which are in Los Angeles. And I'm starting to find that that's more of a thing. You know, back in the day, everybody was really all about their own like home team, right? If you lived in Pennsylvania, you know, your favorite team was the Steelers. Well, I guess if you're in Western Pennsylvania, your team's the Steelers. If you're in Eastern Pennsylvania, your team is the Eagles. You know, if you Pittsburgh isn't a basketball team, but you pretty much probably like the 76ers. And if it comes to hockey, again, it depends if you're from Pittsburgh or closer to Philadelphia. Either like the Penguins or either like the Flyers. Yeah, it's usually how it went. But now, like, you talk to anybody, their favorite teams are like usually halfway across the country. You know, for me, I don't pay much attention to baseball, but when I did, my favorite team was the Toronto Blue Jays. When I pay attention to hockey, my favorite team was the Toronto Maple Leafs. When I watch football, my favorite team is the Cleveland Browns. When I watch basketball, my favorite team was the Boston Celtics. You just kind of pick teams. You know, it's a team you like. You know, it doesn't really have necessarily to be from your hometown anymore, which I think is kind of a cool thing. But hopefully that answers your question. I've never actually been to a professional sports event. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, my question is, are you going to be getting the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4? And why? So I've talked about this a couple times, and it's one of those questions I get frequently, so I figured it'd be a good one to answer for Dear Nero here. So I'm getting the Xbox One, and I decided that I was getting the Xbox One before any specs about it came out. Anything at all. We knew nothing. Back then we thought it was called the Xbox 720. I actually made a video about this, and a lot of people have seen it. It's about 150,000 views. I made the video saying I don't think people are going to care. I still kind of don't. I think there's a lot of people out there that still aren't going to care, even though it's like a bandwagon thing on the PlayStation 4, and it's kind of like the cool thing to hate on the Xbox One over things that a lot of people don't even really understand. So I'm going to get the Xbox One, and here's the reason. I like the Xbox. I have the Xbox 360. I had PS3. It wasn't for me. I like the way the Xbox 360 is set up, and both systems are going to be pretty much more of the same. Tech-wise, they're going to be about the same. You know, comparing the Xbox One to the Xbox 360, they're going to be kind of the same in terms of how the dashboard's laid out and how the friends list is laid out and your player profile and your gamer score and all that good stuff. Your friends list, all that stuff's going to be about the same. And the same goes for the PS4. You know, the way what's it called, the home station. I don't know what your front page is called. Is it called? We just call it dashboard in the Xbox, but your main page there. That's going to be probably about the same. It's going to probably look a little bit different, but it's going to function pretty much the same. Your friends listings probably going to function just about the same. You know, your trophy system. You guys get trophies on the PS3, on the Xbox, we get achievements. The trophy system's probably going to be about the same, right? It's all going to be about the same. The controllers are going to be just pretty much similar. I think they kind of up the size on the PlayStation 4 controller, but they're about the same, right? You're getting the gist of this. Everything is going to be about the same, and I like the way the Xbox is set up. You know, the Xbox system. I like the way it's set up. I like the dashboard. I like the friends list. I like the gamer score. I like my profile. I like the controller. I like the Xbox, and I'm gonna get the Xbox One. And there's people out there like, okay, well, the Xbox One versus PS4, this always online thing. People don't understand the always online thing. They don't understand it. The goal of the always online DRM was to essentially bring digital distribution to the console in a big way. The ultimate goal for that was to get Steam for the console. Right? If you guys know what Steam is, that's how PC players generally get their games. Unless they go buy the physical disc, which is actually kind of a rarity, actually, in real life, is to buy the physical disc like a GameStop. Most people buy a digital download of every games that they play on PC from a system called Steam, or a service called Steam. And Steam, everything being digital, has flexible pricing, and that's what we were gonna have with the Xbox One. Steam Summer Sales is going on right now. Borderlands 2 was $10. The Season Pass, which gets you all 4 DLCs for Borderlands 2, it was $20. These are on sale. So for $30, you get Borderlands 2 and all of its DLC. Whereas on the Xbox 360, it costs $40 just for the game alone with no DLC. But on the PC, you got the game and all its DLC for $30. And you can also buy bundle packs during these Steam Summer Sales for Borderlands 2, or a lot of games. I'm using Borderlands 2 as an example because that's a game I'm playing a lot on the PC right now. You could buy yourself 4 copies of Borderlands 2 for $30 right now in the Steam Summer Sale. What that means is, since it's digital, you buy 4 copies for $30. You keep 1 copy for yourself if you like, and you can hand out 3 copies to your friends. That's freaking awesome. Somebody's got some extra money laying around, they got that $10, bam, they gift you a game. It happens all the time. Hell, I'd even pay for my Borderlands 2. I haven't got paid yet, and I was kind of saving my money, so I'm like, I'm just going to wait until I get paid in a couple days before I buy Borderlands 2 on the PC. Then Foxhound's like, screw it, I want to play now. He paid the $10 extra or whatever, and he bought me Borderlands 2 and gifted it to me. He's also done it for Left 4 Dead 2. He also gifted me... Foxhound gifts me so many freaking games, I don't even know what to do with them. He sent me Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army. You can buy these games and gift them to your friends. That's a neat thing. And people were so up in arms. Oh, always online, that's so stupid. I want to buy and sell used games. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, you guys have no idea how much a ripoff buying and selling used games is. First of all, you can go buy yourself like a brand new game for $60, take it back a week later, and you'll get like $20 for it. That's a freaking ripoff and a half, right? Then people are like, oh, well, if my game breaks, I want to be able to go buy a used one. A guy was arguing with me about this on Twitter. He says, well, my Black Ops 2 was broken 3 times. If it weren't for used games, I only spent... I forget how much you say he spent. I spent this much when I could have spent $180 replacing those games. I'm like, hey, smart guy. If you have gotten a digital download, there's no way to break a digital download, right? You can't break it. It's not a physical disc. It's memory. It's data. It's on your console. It's there forever. I don't know. It's like Willie said in PK. Yippee dogs. Yippee dogs. Yipping and barking. And they're talking about, oh, what about always being online for 24 hours? I agree with you guys on the 24-hour thing. For me, it doesn't affect me. My Xbox has never not been connected to the internet, except for one weekend out of the year when we go to this cabin and we stay there at Cook's Forest. And I bring my Xbox there solely to like watch like DVDs on it. Like when I'm going to sleep. 'Cause I'm the kind of person, like, I like to watch like a TV show or a movie or something like that when I'm going to sleep. We don't even play games on it. when we go there, right? If they were to change the online checks from 24 hours to 1 week, they were to check, make sure you're connected to the internet once a week, I think the Xbox One would definitely win back at least a majority of its fans. But then again, I think they're all still fans. It's just kind of the cool thing right now to hate on the Xbox One as compared to the PS4. But that's just the thing. People like to jump on bandwagons. But I'm buying the Xbox One. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero. This was a long one. I remember reading this. I cropped it up here before I put it in this text file. Basically, I'm going to be reading you guys the gist of the comment, or gist of the message, but this guy sent me like a 5-paragraph essay. But here's the gist of it. Dear Nero, we need, and you, wow, I guess it didn't make sense where I cropped up. We need a revolution. This revolution is the revolution of the YouTube mobile money. We need to make it so that you, as in YouTubers, get some of the money from mobile users. My big question to you is, are you willing to help stop this madness and change YouTube as we know it? If so, we need you to help spread the word. So that was like the gist of it. Basically, this guy's really, really long question, or I guess it's more of a comment really, was that it's bullshit that YouTubers don't get paid for mobile. And we don't. If you're watching on a mobile device right now, any of the YouTubers you watch aren't going to see a dime for it. YouTubers get paid from the views that they get on their videos. That's how it works. If you're a partnered channel, that is. If you've grown your channel enough to become a partnered channel and you have a deal with a certain network like I do, I'm signed with NerosCinema, then we get paid from the views we get on our videos. And if you watch on mobile, for whatever reason, mobile devices are not monetized, and 100% of the ad revenue from mobile devices goes directly to YouTube. And this fan was actually worried about that because he feels as though as we move into this next generation of, I guess that perfectly describes it, the next generation, everything's going mobile. Everyone's got iPads and iPods and iPhones and Androids and Galaxies and all these different kinds of mobile devices that a lot of people don't even use their computer anymore. Just for like anything, if they want to check Google, they use their phone. They want to watch YouTube, they use their phone. And mobile views are definitely going up. When I first started NerosCinema and I first got partnered, that was when the money was good on YouTube. And that was my first 2 months. My best paychecks I've ever gotten on YouTube were actually my first 2 months being partnered, and that was in January and February of 2012. And the reason for that is my mobile views were like between 20 and 25%. Only 20 to 25% of my views were from mobile devices. Now, as it sits right now, about 55 to 60% of my views are from mobile devices. So my channel is actually earning a lot of money, but 55 to 60% of that money gets taken away. It just gets taken away. So I'm making next to nothing on YouTube. YouTube, what at one point was like a viable job, right? Yeah, I spend more time than doing YouTube than I've ever done at a normal job. But yeah, at one point YouTube was my job, and it planned to be my job forever, or not forever, but for at least a very long time, or as long as I can keep it going, as long as I can maintain momentum. But now that mobile viewers, people watching on their phones, like I'm sure a lot of you are right now, since that happened, YouTube's no longer like a good source of income for me or a lot of other YouTubers, except for the real big guys. Real big guys, they're making a lot less money than they were before, but they still make enough money because of the size of their channel that they can sustain having YouTube be like the end all and be all of their attention. They can focus all of their time and effort on YouTube as their main source of income. Therefore, get to make more videos, get the higher production quality out of their videos, so on. So you guys know how YouTube works, or at least you should, because a lot of people talk about it in their videos. And but for me, it's not anymore. It's not, and pretty soon here, I'm gonna have to start looking outside of YouTube for a source of income. That's gonna definitely slow down the uploads here on my channel. But what are you gonna do? I mean, nothing I can do. That's on the subscribers, and the subscribers find it more convenient to watch on their phone, and we don't get paid for that. So I'm gonna have to go somewhere else with that. And this guy's asking, like, we want to do revolution, because the part of the message, or the big part of the message, or this message, is he was going on about how we need to start this revolution, because he has a lot of YouTubers. Like, this guy really likes YouTube and watches a lot of YouTube videos, and he's worried that his favorite YouTubers are gonna have to stop before they necessarily need to, right? What he might consider YouTubers needing to stop is when their videos are just awful now. You know, they've talked about everything, and they're just not enjoyable. Or maybe they don't enjoy doing YouTube anymore. It's very clear and evident in their videos. He knows might happen someday, but he doesn't want that to happen. He wants his YouTubers to be around as long as possible. He really likes watching YouTube. And he's worried that because of all these people watching on mobile devices, that he's not going to be able to enjoy his favorite YouTubers that long. And that's true. A lot of your favorite YouTubers just about every one of your favorite YouTubers, not all, of course not all, but a big majority of them do YouTube as a career, as a job, more than just a hobby. And those people, if the current trends in YouTube and the number of mobile viewers on each person's page continue to rise, more of us are going to have to start stepping away more and more from YouTube and focus on other aspects of life, even just at an income level. You know, people think like they see a 10-minute video from me every day and assume that's what I did with my day, is that I got that one 10-minute video. Well, that one 10-minute video of me dropping 60 kills of domination, you know, that could have taken 2 or 3 hours to get that day, just to get that one particular gameplay. I might have had a bunch of good games, you know, 35s and 2s and whatnot, but those kind of games are not what I consider to be my standard. If you hold yourself to a high standard of gameplay, it takes a really long time to get those gameplays. I mean, it doesn't mean you're a bad player. I mean, you have a bunch of good games, but you're looking for that exceptional game that you really think people are going to enjoy. And just the time it takes to do that alone. And for me, lately, the creative aspect of it's been a little bit difficult as well. You know, when you're 800 videos in, you've talked about a lot of things. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to come up with a different topic every day. That's why some days you don't even see a video coming out of me. And part of that is because, you know, it definitely strains on you creatively. Another part of it is, what am I losing for not posting a video that day? You know, when there's a monetary incentive there, YouTubers have a big incentive to make videos, to make more and more content. The more money they get, the happier they are, and the better videos they make. You know, for a small channel like mine, you know, if I skip 2 days, those videos that doesn't hurt me. You know, and from a monetary standpoint, you know, I lost what, $5. You know, that's kind of how it goes in that regard. Truth be told, the money I make off YouTube, and this maybe this might be too much information. It's not too much information. It's pretty clean. The money I make off YouTube, probably 5 or 10% of it's probably actually from my own subscribers, and the rest are from people outside my subscriber range. My channel grows a lot off of what you would call long tail, and long tail is when you post videos. You know, videos you posted, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 months ago, a year ago, that continue to gain views. They became popular from search engine results, or Google search results, or YouTube search results, related videos. Like I may have not a whole lot of subscribers, but I have like 30 videos or so over 100,000 views. I've got 3 videos over 600,000 views. You know, videos like that are what continue to gain me views, and they're the reason that they pay for the majority of my paycheck. That's kind of what I get, but a lot of those are mobile viewers. So for me, you know, skipping 1 or 2 days isn't a big deal, because, you know, partially, you know, 60% of the views I get aren't monetizable. And it's just like, if you don't feel like posting a video that day, you're not going to force yourself to do it, which is one of the downsides this guy definitely sees, and he mentioned it in his message to me. So will I join the revolution to get mobile devices monetized on YouTube for the content creator? Sure, but there's nothing we can do. It would take a giant stand. Like the top 10 guys on YouTube will have to refuse to post videos or something like that. Like that. I'm not talking just in gaming. I'm talking the top 10 people on YouTube in general, not counting like Vivo, would have to refuse to post videos until everybody started getting paid at least a percentage of what the mobile ads are making. Until that happens, YouTube's going to continuously decline, I guess, for a lot of your favorite content creators. So, some people didn't know that. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a good thing, but maybe it's kind of a bad thing. You guys know that. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. For me, I always like learning about that kind of stuff. I always kind of like learning about how the insides of things work. And I don't know. Hope you guys all enjoyed. That was kind of a long answer, too. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, what is your opinion on League play? I think it needs some improvements. What are some improvements you think are needed? Tyler from Canada. Tyler from Canada. So I started playing League Play as of recently on Black Ops 2. Kind of a way to keep myself fresh for the game. I kind of wanted to try it out, as well as probably the majority factor in my decision to try out League Play on Black Ops 2 is because I wanted my League Play rank on my player card. Like, you look at your player card, like when you scroll over someone's name in a lobby, it'll have their prestige and their level, of course, and right below that, it'll have their best possible League Play rank, like the best rank they ever made it to in League Play. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool to get myself in the Masters. So I started playing League Play a little bit. It was just myself and Vicious. We weren't even running with a full team. And my experience with League Play, I don't know. It was fun for a bit. Like, I think League Play Search and Destroy is alright. But just like any other time in Call of Duty, if you're facing the wrong people, it's just an awful experience. You know, I've had games where we just kind of run through, have fun. It's an enjoyable match of Search and Destroy or something like that. And then the competitive people join. And when the competitive people join, I just really dislike playing competitive Call of Duty. You know, competitive Search and Destroy results in the first 1 minute of the attacking team, the team on offense. The first 1 minute, they all just kind of camp and wait for someone to make the mistake of rushing out of boredom. You know, then they pick you off, and it's like, God, you're really just hiding in your spawn. How is this fun? You know, that happens. And then, I swear, other than that, League Play is just 110% sponsored by Scuff controllers, because everyone's jumping and dropping and throwing stuns, and it's just like, it's not enjoyable. Like, when you play League Play, and once you get past, you know, iron, bronze, silver, even gold, I mean, probably around the gold areas, when you're gold and platinum, or where you're really gonna find this, and masters, of course, it's just everyone jumps and everyone drops and it's just not enjoyable to me. Like, they're like rabbits. Like, everyone's just a rabbit. To me, video games are not meant to be frustrating, and League Play is frustrating because, you know, I'll turn the corner, I'll start popping shots into somebody, and they'll just start jumping up and down. Like, usually I kill them, right? It's not that they're killing me when they're doing these halo jumps and stuff. It just annoys me to see them doing that. It's like, you are really sweating this hard in a video game that you have to jump and drop, jump and drop, jump and drop just to try and get one kill. It's a hard point match. There's no respawn delay. It's hard point, and you're sitting here jumping and jumping and jumping for every kill. And like I said, I'm not getting frustrated because I'm getting outgunned or outplayed. I mean, of course, there's instances where that does happen, but for the majority of the time, even when I get the kill on them, I'm like, you are such a loser. Why are you doing this? And it's just frustrating to me. League Play, I'm not sure what kind of improvements you're looking for. Maybe you want different game modes. Maybe you want different kind of scoring. Things like in Search and Destroy, it switches every other round and it goes to 6 rounds. Maybe you don't like that. Maybe you like the standard 4-round system. But to me, League Play is just not enjoyable because I'm tired of watching people jump around like bunnies. That, to me, it's like, oh God, it's just obnoxious to watch for me. And that really turned me off League Play after 2 nights playing it. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero. So I've been watching your videos for over 1.5 years, almost when you started. And I've been wondering, how do you feel about gold guns in Black Ops 2 still? Because I remember you used to like going for gold guns, and then now, God, this question is like really, okay, let me try this again. I remember you used to like getting gold guns, and when you get gold guns now, do you ever try for them, and do you just randomly get the headshots and then do the challenges for the, it's a Ron sentence. Why do I never catch that? Like, I'll read the question, I'll get the gist of it, and I usually am like, okay, that's a good question, I'll answer it. And I just kind of copy and paste it in. This one's a horrible run sentence, and it's really difficult to read right now because I'm very tired, because I haven't gone to sleep yet, and it's currently 3 in the afternoon. So, yeah, my sleep schedule's that messed up. I haven't gone to sleep yet. I've been up for 22 hours right now, I think. Something like that. My sleep schedule's awful. But basically, the gist of this is, what do I feel about gold guns or gold camos in Black Ops 2? You know, do I like the system they have of getting headshots? Do I go for headshots specifically? And do I like the after the fact challenges of after you get the headshots where you know kills no perks, kills no attachments, long shots, double kills, revenge medals? I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and here's why. Going for headshots is fine. That's how originally, you know, in Call of Duty 4, when camouflages were initially brought into the Call of Duty series, that is how you got your gold camouflage. You had to get tons of headshots. You had to get Red Tiger on all of the weapons in that category. For example, if you wanted the golden AK-47, you need to get 150 headshots on every single rifle. That was including the M4, the M16, the G3, the M14, the G36C, the AK-47 itself. You know, gold camos was like just getting headshots. You just play, you get headshots, that's it. Now it's like you have to get these headshots and you have to do these stupid challenges. You know, for me, using a shotgun is probably one of the easiest ways to get a gold camo. It's just one-shot kills. It's not that hard to get one-shot kills on like an R870 or even a KSG, right? The pump action ones. The semi-automatic ones, it's kind of difficult to get one-shot kills, but if you play hardcore, it's pretty easy. Now, once I get all my one-shot kills done, I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. Now I gotta run around with no perks. That's just silly. I gotta run around with no attachments. Also silly. And the hardest one for me is getting 30 revenge medals. It's like 30? Like, I have to let someone kill. You don't necessarily need to let someone kill you. But if you do die, you go down. Now you're running around the map going, okay, where's this one specific player at? Trying to find him. You're skipping past people trying to find this one player that shot you. Trying to get your revenge medal. Even if you don't do that, it still takes forever. And just, gold camos are a grind. To me, I don't like the grind. You know, in Call of Duty, I like to just play. I like to hop on, grab a couple buddies, hop on, go play, get some score streaks, win some matches, and just do it. I don't like to grind towards things. The grind takes the fun out of a video game for me, or at least certain video games, at least certain aspects of video games. You know, I don't want to do these tedious challenges for a special camo, and let's be honest, typically, once you get gold camo, you don't even really use it because, okay, at least for me, I'm like, okay, I got gold in this gun, let's start using a different gun. Because I feel like I'm just wasting time, like using this gun, which is completely maxed out, and not getting challenges, not getting the experience, and not trying to unlock things from the next gun. You know, I don't like the grind of gold guns in Black Ops 2. I kind of liked it more in Black Ops 1 where, hey, you won gold? 50,000 COD points. You don't even necessarily need to grind to get those COD points. You don't need to go and do contracts. You don't need to go and do wager matches. I didn't do any wager matches, and I got gold in every single gun on Black Ops 1 because just playing the game, you know, the COD points you get just as experience for winning a match or something like that, that was more than enough to eventually pay for all the gold camouflages in the game that I could get. I liked it a little bit more that way. Just, I mean, it's a camo. You shouldn't have to grind so much. And let's be honest, gold camo is not even really worth like the giant grind you end up going on to try and get. I don't know. That's my thoughts on gold camo. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, do you like Grand Theft Auto? And if you do like it, are you going to buy Grand Theft Auto 5? Thanks for taking the time to read my message. Greetings from Greece. Ah, sweet. I think that was our first international question for the 50th episode. We're almost towards the end. I think that might have been. So, do I like Grand Theft Auto? Kinda. I'm not the biggest fan of Grand Theft Auto. The single player, like the story mode, it's a grind. But I don't like the grind in video games. For me, Grand Theft Auto, like, I've never been compelled by the story in a Grand Theft Auto thing. I'm not much of a big city thug life style of person, you know? I'm not a big fan of the story mode in Grand Theft Auto. Let's keep it short, I guess, without going into too great a detail how I don't like being surrounded by buildings. I don't like having to drive, you know, cars constantly, get from point A to point B. I like the multiplayer in Grand Theft Auto. I don't like, you know, what was his name? Nico Bellic, I think was the name of the character in Grand Theft Auto 4. I didn't like the storyline of a Russian coming to America and having to do all these crazy jobs with my quirky cousin to, you know, try and make money and make it rich and whatnot. I lost interest very quickly, but in multiplayer, you know, we get to go, like, we get to go take some motorcycles, drive into the airport, and just go, like, running into stuff, you know, and, like, grabbing helicopters and flying them away and getting wanted levels, having these giant police chases, and taking those helicopters, then jumping out of them and landing on top of a skyscraper, and then when the police helicopter comes to try and get us, skydiving off that skyscraper, landing on our parachute, hopping on the ground, hopping in a car, driving away, doing the police chases. You know, I like the online stuff. I like the online aspect. It's basically a giant open world where you and your friends can go screw around, and that's pretty fun. And Grand Theft Auto 5, they're making that world even bigger, and they're giving it so many different things. Be it in the city, if that's your thing, outside the city, if that's your thing, or maybe even both. There's a bunch of different things to do in Grand Theft Auto 5, and I think I don't even think the multiplayer trailer has been revealed yet. We've only seen the things for single player, but either way, it looks totally fun, and I'm probably gonna be getting it, and my friends and I are probably gonna play it, and we're just gonna hop online, go in the multiplayer, have ourselves a good old time, just screwing around. You know, for me personally, I'm not a big fan of the storylines. I don't know why. I've tried them. I tried San Andreas, and I've tried Grand Theft Auto 4. This wasn't for me. I just didn't really enjoy it much. But the multiplayer, I really enjoy that aspect of it. So I will probably get Grand Theft Auto 5 solely for the multiplayer. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I noticed watching one of your Black Ops 2 videos that you got the game early, and I just wondered, how do you get games early, and how hard is it to do? Thanks, Ryan from the UK. So Ryan, you are correct. I did get myself Black Ops 2 early this year, and it's not easy. It's not fun. It's not cheap to get games early. So there's a bunch of different ways you can try and get yourself a game early. Mainly, you're going to want to try things from different websites. That's basically all you can do. You can try websites like eBay, you can try websites like Amazon, and basically it's all about trying to get a hold of a connection to somebody who has early copies of the game and is willing to sell them to you. This person that has the copies of the game early, they're not going to sell it to you cheap. That's just how it goes. The first mistake I made was this guy I was frustrated as hell about this. So I found on eBay, after many days of searching, I found like on the 8th page of typing in Black Ops 2, just sitting there searching, reading through, and I had to do this every day until eventually I found something. The guy claimed to have the hardened edition of Black Ops 2, and and he was going to ship it like 2 or 3 days before the game even came out. It was supposed to arrive like 1 or 2 days before the game itself came out. And to me, I'm like, yes, perfect, hardened edition, because I wanted the hard edition. I didn't pre-order the game. I wanted the hardened edition solely for Nuketown Zombies and Nuketown 2025. And so I ordered it, and I like started messaging the guy on eBay. I'm like, hey, this is so sweet. I can't believe I found you on here. I really need to get a copy of this game early. It's a big deal for me. I'm on YouTube and all that stuff. And he's like, what do you mean get it early? I'm like, you said you're gonna ship it like 4 days before it comes out, and it's gonna be here like 2 days before it comes out. He's like, oh no, I must have written that wrong. No, I'm actually buying the game when it comes out, and then I'll ship it to you. And I'm like, you can kiss my white ass. That's what you're gonna do. I'm starting arguing with him, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can give you a full refund on PayPal if you would like. And I paid, mind you, like freaking like $180, $200 for this thing, and. He says, I can give you a full refund, I'll give you a full refund, because he knew I was just pissed. And I'm like, actually screw it. If I paid the actual price for the hardened edition, which I think was $80, I'll pay the $80 to have it. And you can just ship it you can just ship it like whenever. And he's like, oh, that's fine. And the reason I was okay with that is because it's like impossible around here to get a hardened edition unless I were to pre-order the game. And like I said, I need Nuketown Zombies, I need Nuketown 2025 because I'm a YouTuber, I make videos on these things. So I needed to have that, and that was basically a way to secure a copy of the hardened edition, and I ended up getting it a couple days after the game came out, and I had my Nuketown Zombies, and I had my Nuketown 2025. But how I actually got the game early was, I don't remember the name of the website, to be honest, but we found this website. They said they have copies of it early. Mr. Boss for the Win vouched for him, saying that he's gotten copies of this game, or copies of Modern Warfare 3 or something like that beforehand. This is a credible website, and I got a copy of it from there. I think I've paid, again, $180 or something for a $60 game, something similar to that. I honestly don't remember the number. And I got the game early, and they got here 3 days early or something like that. It was just a standard copy, it wasn't the hardened edition, and I got that early. And then a couple days after that, I got my hardened edition. So I paid overall like $300 or $400 for Black Ops 2 to get in efforts to get it early, and that's typical. You ask most commentators how much they paid if they did get the game early, and that's probably going to be around the ballpark of what they paid to get that game early. So $300 or $400. It's not cheap to get that game early, especially Call of Duty. If you're trying to get other games early, might be a little bit cheaper, but definitely not Call of Duty. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I'm sure you've heard about the new game, The Last of Us, and how the game is only on the PS3, and what is your opinion on the game, and if you had a PS3, would you play it? Oh, and go Steelers. Sincerely, Cole from Southwest Pennsylvania. So I'm talking about football a lot on Twitter, and everyone just loves hazing the fact that I'm a Browns fan, it seems like. So obviously I've heard The Last of Us. It looks like a very interesting game. I haven't seen too many videos on it, but I know enough about the game to have a general gist of it. And what do I think about The Last of Us being only on the PS3? I think that's stupid. And I've always wondered how, for a game to be console exclusive, for Gears of War to only come out on the Xbox, and for The Last of Us only to come out on the PS3. One of two things in my mind has to happen. One, whoever is developing that game is part of that company. Whoever developed Last of Us is either a part, has to be like a part of Sony, or whoever makes Gears of War has to be a part of Microsoft, but I don't think that's the case for either end. That, or one of the companies is paying a ridiculous amount of money for that studio, or should I say developer? Something, to only make that game for their specific console. Now, I don't know why they do that. I mean, it has to be an absurd amount of money for me, because in my mind, you're splitting your fan base in half, or potentially cutting it in half. You know, I'm just going to make up some random, they're going to be small numbers, but let's say your game sells 50, you make a game and it sells 50,000 copies on the PS3, and you're an exclusive to the PS3. Who's to say if you were to also sell that game for the Xbox 360, you wouldn't have another 50,000 customers, right? Doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how that works, and maybe I just need to know more about the entertainment industry as a whole, but I really have, adjusting myself in my chair, I'm getting very uncomfortable. I've been sitting here for a long time. I have no idea why that's a thing, right? It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe if you guys could clarify for me in the comments why it is we even have console exclusive games. I don't understand how that works or why that happens, but it does. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero. Nero, do you have any super loyal fans? I noticed there are a lot of reappearing names on Dear Nero. Jack from Arkansas. So, maybe I'm different. I don't think I noticed too many reoccurring names. Longtime fans of the show will remember that we had like a repeat guest almost every week. His name was Riley. He always signed it Riley from Canada. And he always left good questions. Now, typically, if I saw a question from him, I answered it because they're usually really good questions. But do I have any super loyal fans? I'd say just about all of my fans are super loyal. And I'm not saying that in like trying to plead or trying to placate people or trying to like, yeah, you guys are awesome, trust me, you guys are awesome. I legitimately think I have super loyal fans, because even though I continuously gain more subs and more subs every day, those subs don't watch my videos. I've had the same core group of people for the most part, not always, for the most part, watching my videos basically since day one. You know, my channel, like I said earlier in the video, I get lots of long tail, right? That's the thing. I get lots of long tail. A lot of my old videos gain views and whatnot. But the actual people that watch my videos day in and day out, or actually subscribe to me and actually want to watch my videos every day, I've had the same group of people just about since, you know, forever. You know, since halfway through Modern Warfare 3. You know, it's been probably about the same people watching my videos since around then. You know, I gained new subs, but those were dead subs. Those are people that saw one video of mine, thought it was somewhat neat, subscribed to me, then never watched another video again. I have tons of those. You know, I'm sitting here at 65,000 subs. I get 3,000 to 5,000 views a video, and I've gotten 3,000 to 5,000 views a video since I had like 5,000 subs. You know, I continuously gain subs off Longtail, but they're all stupid and inactive jerk stains. But the other people that actually watch my videos, you guys have been around forever, so I do think I have a lot of loyal subscribers, and I think it's neat, kind of. In some regards it sucks, but in other regards it's kind of nice that like I don't get tons of comments on my videos. I see a lot of repeat names. I see a lot of familiar faces in the comments on my videos, and that's a cool thing. I like that part. That it's kind of like this personal interaction thing. Same goes on Twitter. There's certain people on Twitter who constantly are replying to things I tweet about and things I talk about on Twitter, and that's a cool thing. I get to know those people pretty well because I see them and talk to them frequently, be it in the comment section or be it on Twitter. So yes, I do think I have a lot of super loyal fans. So that's this week's episode of Dear Nero, the 50th episode special. And this Uzi, it's so like, It's like a landmine thing that confused the crap out of me. I go down, died on round 24. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. If you did, remember to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And I'll see you guys for next week's episode. Remember to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.